It's early summer and Ward McDonald is hosting a Here We Go barn dance in Dundas, PEI.
So Here We Go started as an initiative to get more people dancing, especially people, under 50, say. When I started this dance series, it didn't have a name. There's one movement in the Surrey set where the ladies move forward and swing with the next person. And I realized I was saying "Here we go" a couple of hundred times a night, and that's all we're ever doing. We're only ever going where we are. So here is where we go. Here we go barn dances. We try to use venues that haven't had dances in the past. The breweries and the French cultural centers, which are the French schools in PEI, have been a couple of the best kinds of spaces because there's no preconceived notion. At the Here We Go barn dance, there's no frilly dresses or vests, any of those images that people might think of, which I think are born out of American movies. Today we're at the Dundas Ploughing Match grounds, and tonight we're partnering with the PEI Mutual Festival of Small Halls.
The dances may be no frills, but the hall needs to be inviting. So tonight it's all hands on deck to ensure it looks fantastic.
We start with usually moving the furniture, making sure we've got space to dance.
After some spiffing up, the Dundas Hall is ready to open their door.
At the beginning of the night, I teach everybody the Surrey set, and it's the set I learned as a kid. So when you dance with somebody, it should be the same. So Corinne and I are going to be both up on our toes. At the dances in Cayley's I went to for the last 20 years or 30 years, it was the only set they danced all night. It's got 3 figures, so 3 parts, the music stops between them, and they would dance 6 or 7 of those in the course of a night with some waltzes in between. But the Surrey set is very simple. I can get people dancing and actually dancing within 5 minutes. The first thing you got to teach them is just to listen to the dance call. Teach them their left and right sometimes. There's no test, it's just if the caller's saying do this, then you just do that. It's as simple as that. And as the night goes on, I'll teach them a little bit more and a little bit more so that it's easy to keep up.
Like many islanders, Ward McDonald and caller Karine Gallant have music and dancing in their blood. Karine grew up in Evangeline, a thriving Acadian community in western PEI.
Well, I grew up in a household that hosted a lot of the kitchen parties around here, so I remember being young and not be able to sleep because the floor was shaking with the musicians downstairs. I think I wanted my fiddle when I was like 3 or 4, but my parents started with step dancing lessons and piano lessons.
Ward grew up in a musical family in eastern PEI.
I started square dancing when I was 14 at the Rolla Bay Fiddle Festival. My Aunt Bonnie taught me to dance. And my dad and I started going to the Monticello Cayley, which is on the north side, north of St. Peter's, PEI. And they went all year round. And so sometimes in the dark of January or February, it would be cold and nasty. The snow would be coming down. We'd be on our way up to Monticello thinking nobody's going to make it. And you'd get there, there'd be 120 people. Everyone had the same idea. They had to get to the Cayley because that's where everyone was going to be. And there's a wood stove in the middle of the hall. You knew you were going to be warm.
Every square dance needs someone to call out the next move and to keep things moving. Being a caller is fun, but it can be a lot of work. That's why Ward brought on Karine to help out.
After the second summer of these dances, I realized that we were going to need more callers. And because I didn't want to call for 3 hours, I wanted to be able to dance, and it takes a lot of energy to call for 3 hours as well. So the first dance back in the second year at Barnun, I just asked the room if there was any dance callers in the room, wondering if somebody might know how to call a dance, and there were 4 more dance callers. So there were 5 of us in the room, and none of us knew that the rest existed. Corinne has been a great addition to the Here We Go dance because she can call in French as well, and In the last few years, a lot of festivals and organizations have approached us about bringing the event to their function. Her and I usually tag team the calling, so while she's calling, I'm on the floor trying to physically help people get through and vice versa, and that works out really well too. Corinne is an Acadian, so she's got that rich background. She's also an amazing fiddler, and so she's used to performing and she can handle a crowd. Here's a couple of grips too. You can do the full embrace like we were just doing. So,
Ward and Karin's hard work is paying off, and attendance is up. Whole new generations are discovering the joy of dancing together in unison.
Now people know how inclusive and open it is, so all sorts of people tend to show up. There's always a good number of people that it's their first time, so there's always that like excitement of people learning it. I find exciting just to show up and see what'll happen that night.
We take this dance series right across PEI, and we're getting calls now to go to New Brunswick and other provinces as well. Tonight's dance is a bit of a homecoming, kind of a couple things coming together, because the festival itself, Festival of Small Halls, I started back in 2008.
I think the dance in Dundas is going to be another great night. Probably a lot of new faces, which is exciting.
Tonight, Ward meets Christine Boulanger, a caller from PEI whom he's never met.
Hi, Christine.
How are you, Ward?
Good.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too. I'm so glad you made it to the dance.
Oh, yeah, it's great fun.
Yeah, how does it compare to what you're doing?
Well, I've done some of the sets before.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's quite different.
Yeah.
It is quite different. Yeah.
A little more chaotic, probably.
Yeah.
Where did you get started calling?
There was a square dance club in Charlottetown.
Okay.
And when we joined it, we started just dancing.
Yep.
But the caller was getting older and he was thinking of retiring.
Yep.
And he just asked me if I thought I'd be interested in calling. Yep. And because I have a music background, it helps with the singing part.
Yes.
So that's how I started. And I had to go to caller school. There is such a thing, yeah.
There is such a thing, yeah.
Yeah. The first one I went to was in the States because I didn't realize we had caller schools in Canada.
Okay. I only became a caller out of necessity. You know, we'd be at a party and the music is great, and the old people would say you're wasting the music, you know, if you're not dancing to it. So we'd move the kitchen table and I'd call people through a Surrey set, just calling it on the floor, you know, just like I'm doing tonight. I try to do as little talking as I can, you know, just prompting, directing, you know.
Yeah.
We were brought up, you know, in circles where everybody knew the dance.
Yes.
They're only doing the Surrey set.
That's right.
And they do it all night.
Yes.
So, but they all knew it.
Yeah.
So you could hear the music and you hear the of all the feet going at once. That's the real magical part.
It is. Yeah. And we do the same thing, the whole shuffling. Yeah. And you get that sound going. It is pretty neat.
Levitating.
Yeah.
You know? Awesome.
Yeah. No, it's fun.
Yeah.
And it's fun. From what we do with all the different moves, it's almost like a game for me or a puzzle, because I know where the people are when they start, and I get them in and I mix them all up and then I bring them back to where they started from.
Like a magic trick.
Yeah. And it is like a magic trick, and they're like surprised when they see that, like, we're home.
Yeah. Tonight now, I'd say about half of them know what they're doing, and the other half are totally fresh. And so if you're counting, you see that sometimes it's a nice 16 count, sometimes it's like 20 or 22, just to make sure. You got to let them get there almost and then make the call and kind of keep everybody together.
Yeah.
When the music starts, we'll go to the center. Let's practice it once. Go to the center, make a little bit of noise. Then you'll swing your corner.
I know sometimes it throws them off, but in my experience, when you're working with such a fresh group, you just have to keep them together. And that, as the night goes on, they get tight, they get really good.
Yeah, like it is nice to be up on the stage and see everybody moving at the, and like you said, to hear that sound of the shuffling and everything.
Yeah, the whole energy, the hall.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Back on the dance floor, Ward and Karin have succeeded in creating another magical evening. While there may have been a few missteps, the building is filled with laughter and foot-stomping fun. Coming up, a whole new generation learns to square dance. This is Evangeline, a thriving Acadian community in western PEI. Today, Karine Gallant and her daughter Mia are teaching the Acadian tradition of square dancing to the local grade 8s. Karine's son Vincent also happens to be in the class, and he's happy to show his moves with his classmates.
I'm lucky to have kids that have the interest. They really love it, and they would like other people of their age to do it. So it's fun to see that they're interested to do that. And even Mia calling this morning, or Vincent dancing with his peers, it's really, for them, I know it's very fun because it's sharing what they love.
We'd go to Charlottetown. Most of the square dances are either like, they're up, so in Sully, Charlottetown, Rustico. I think my earliest memory would be just looking at everyone having fun and dancing. And it's just fun to like dance with like strangers. You're always like dancing with like a new partner, and you can see everyone with a big smile on their face laughing and having fun.
Puis là, la prochaine fois, vous faites la sorte avec un autre couple que vous n'avez pas dansé avec. Ça, c'était la première partie de la danse qu'on avait fait l'autre fois.
There seems to be less teachers now for dancing in the area, which is a bit of a worry, but the interest is still there.
I'm hoping that I'll be able to teach others how our traditions, how to play different types of music, just keep traditions alive. That's what I want to do in the future.
After an hour of traditional fun, the kids have to get back to basics, math class. Mia and Karine return to their family farm just down the road.
They're pretty fast learners, I'd say. It's easy to forget. But they got used to it really quick. And they're professionals after. I think they had fun.
Well, I think the tradition will be in good hands because there's quite a few young folks quite passionate about it now. We still need to make sure it's going to be strong. We can't just kind of let it be.
Next stop for a Here We Go Burn Dance is the Rollo Bay Fiddle Fest. The weather has been uncooperative and soggy, but the kids are certainly enjoying it.
The weather's fantastic. There's no flies, there's no sunburns. It's pretty wet, but I don't mind. It doesn't dampen my spirits at all. I feel for the guys and girls that are organizing and volunteering, because it certainly makes their jobs a little harder, but the crowd is here. They're okay with getting wet. They're staying warm. Tonight they'll be sweating on the dance floor just the same anyway. So it's a gathering place with a wonderful spirit and a wonderful history. There's all kinds of love on the field, and the fiddle brought them here in the first place, but the people bring them back. The dancing is for everyone, and we're at the point now, the folks my age, where we're bringing our own kids here. I'm here with my wife Haley and our 10-month-old son Spencer, and tomorrow our daughter Eloise, who's 6, is going to be with us as well. So it's like a big homecoming for us every year.
My partner Ian is a piper and I'm a fiddler. We've always kind of crossed paths in festivals and things like that, so it was pretty natural to have the kids grow up attending all these things, whether it be Rollo Bay or other events all over the Maritimes.
With all the rain, Corinne is concerned about the wet floor and goes to collect Ward from his trailer.
Hey,
Hey,
how are you?
great.
You ready for tonight?
Yeah, are you ready?
Yeah, it's going to be a wet one. So I want to do the backward basket tonight.
Yes.
So maybe after a series set, so they have the first half of it down, and then I'll just show them the.
Sure.
Other
And we can
way.
keep them up there after the third figure, maybe?
Yeah.
Or demonstrate it. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to get them when they're fully engaged and still listening and full
Yeah.
of energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, sounds
Yeah.
good to me.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's going to be a wet one with all the rain, but we should be able to find mops and everything to make sure no one gets hurt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or even just make them aware.
Yeah.
It's not a usual challenge to have water on the dance floor.
No, I know. Yeah.
But as long as everybody's aware of it, and especially early and they're warning each other then,
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
well,
Yeah. Let's go
started.
get a mop or something.
As Ward and Corinne head toward the dance floor, they see the square dancing has already started.
Oh, wow. Look at them go. They're getting ready.
they're ready.
A soggy dance floor isn't going to hold back these dancers.
I think square dancing helps keep the music alive. Absolutely. Because you really feel the rhythm and the vibes of the tunes, especially the jigs, whenever you're dancing.
I haven't danced in a few years, but I'm definitely going to tonight.
Just the fun of having everybody around, dancing together. It's a fun time. Yeah, same thing.
Tonight's dance in Rollo Bay is going to be memorable. Despite the pouring rain and epic mud, people are kicking up their heels in Rollo Bay, PEI. Ward McDonald understands why square dancing is special.
There's a closeness that you literally don't get when you're not dancing, and it's a healthy closeness. It's very clearly a barn dance. People come and they dance. The whole point is the dancing. There's no songs, there's no singing along. It's fiddles and bagpipes. But the barn dance encompasses any kind of square dancing. It's a mixer. Everybody dances with everybody. And it's a great way to meet people. It's an icebreaker for a room full of strangers.
Yeah, I've been to several of those all over the island, and I think the best ones are here in Rollo Bay.
Just really fun. You meet new people that you would usually never talk to, and you end up swinging with them, and it's a lot of fun.
Corinne Gallant remains passionate about traditional dancing and confident that the music and the steps will continue.
I think it's really the community side that brings it all in together for me. So, and music and dance it's a total community art form. It's not made to be like this big showy thing. It's really to liven up a room and have people have a great moment together.
Corinne hopes to interview the elders in her community about their dance traditions before it's too late.
You always need those champions that put it all together, and it's hard to keep that as a real steady thing, but there's always little projects like that pop up, and everyone's willing to help when the time comes. Yeah, I think for me it's just to make that better known to people and to share it so that they can create those moments too in their own communities. It's not about just my community, but to make that be possible for other people.
After 10 years of toe-tapping fun through the Here We Go events, square dancing on PEI is stepping into the future.
We're just continuing something, and it will change and grow according to the times, like it always has. You know, even dancing 50 years ago would be very different than 100 years ago, or 150 years ago. Who knows? But you know, we're doing what people want to do right now, and that's dancing to fiddles and bagpipes and meeting their friends and neighbors.
Ward McDonald wants to expand Here We Go across Canada and the globe, and to see everyone kicking up their heels together.
Whatever it is you have going on in life, the music fits. And it helps you, it gives you levity, and it connects you to people that are also looking for that type of energy, you know, the good living, you know. There's no healthier path than square dancing that I see. You're literally holding hands with your community and laughing.